This is Jonathan Agnew for Pro Boxing Fans. We're down here in Birmingham today with me, Sonny Edwards, ahead of his British title fight on December 21st. How you doing, Sonny?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all good, can't complain.
I'd say British title fight against Marcel Brathwaite. How much are you looking forward to it? Big belt, Lonsdale belt, historic. How excited are you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm buzzing. For me, it's just another fight as far as opponents go. Just another fight. I prepare meticulously and doing my hard work way before I step in the ring. But that added British title it means the world to me. It's a fight that I've wanted not a fight that I wanted, a title that I've wanted for a long time, and hopefully I'll get my 6th title. I think that'll make me 14 fights, 6 titles. I'm in a good place.
I mean, I remember speaking to you after York Hall winning that, and yourself and your brother were saying you might be looking for world titles in sort of the next year. But was it important, as you say, to go back to get this British belt?
I'd given up on the British title at this point when you interviewed me, to be honest. That's why I went down to flyweight. That's why I've got world ranking with WBO number 4, IBF number 11, and the thing was have a couple more fights and then fight for a world title. Then the British title come up and it made sense to divert and hopefully fight for that, win it outright, and then look at the world level again. So I'm only young. I'm 23. I know I've had quite a few fights already, but if the levels are there to be stepped, you might as well take the stepping stones. You know what I mean? And obviously everyone wants to be a world champion, but I feel like I've got, for me, the best in the world. And what they're doing, they're revolutionising and globalising boxing. They've had shows in just the last 12 months in Kazakhstan, Dubai, Wales, Scotland, England. You know what I mean? Just countries after country after country. It's just getting bigger and bigger, and the stable of fighters are getting bigger and bigger, and the shows and the headline acts are getting bigger and bigger. Do you know what I mean? And they're keeping their fighters busy, and it's just a great place to be on for any MTK fight. Obviously, I'm with a promoter, so I have fought on them before earlier in my career, but I don't fight on them shows. But it's just great what they're doing, and boxing they know very well, and they've steered me very well, and they know how to get the most juice out of the squeeze. Do you know what I mean? So I'm in a good place, and I'm getting looked after for me by the best people in the world. And when they advise me, look, we could get your world title fight in your next fight just like that. We could do it. But you'll be shortchanging yourself what you can get in a few fights. So just play the game and take each step as it comes. Keep performing, keep working hard, keep learning, most importantly, and developing and maturing. And then when the time is right, then I'll get in and I'll look to hold a world title for a while.
So were you offered a world title shot instead of this one? But it's better in a way to delay that until maybe next year, the year after, to get that experience?
Not particularly offered, but I was told by no uncertain terms when I was having meetings in Dubai a few months ago. Look, if you say to us now, get me a world title shot next, it can be done. It can be done. But if you listen to us, and then this British title came out of nowhere, and now I'm in a great place. When that because every time I fight in a British fight, I'm building my exposure, I'm building my value, as a fighter, my booking fee's going up, do you know what I mean? So it makes sense to take the stages. I seen what happened when Charlie jumped in the deep end against Casemiro. He's obviously fighting on Saturday, and I know what he got paid for that, etc. Do you know what I mean? So when you skip stages, you skip pay stages. Not only the money that you're getting on those fights on the way up, but also the amount of money you're going to get. Do you know what I mean? Because you build your profile, and exposure is everything. So the more you can be seen on TV and performing well, then the better it builds.
Give me a prediction for December 21st.
What, Daniel Dubois or?
You?
I feel like we're going to see a win. Don't be surprised if it's 120, 108, Not the biggest puncher in the world. But I can box a little bit. So I'm hard to hit, so I should be elusive. Doing what I normally do, man. Putting on a show and hopefully Anu, do you know what I mean? On my side, not his, because obviously we'll both be Anu. And I hopefully have a picture of loads of belts after, like I did in my last fight.
You mentioned Daniel Dubois. He's obviously the big heavyweight talent. We've got a show here in Birmingham on Saturday night with more upcoming talent. Do you feel like Frank Warren, MTK, have sort of the draw for the upcoming fighters in the next few years?
Yeah, it depends. It's pick 'em, do you know what I mean? And I just feel like Frank Warren, Uncle Frank, I like to call him, he's investing a hell of a lot in young up-and-coming talent and British domestic fights. Like my card that I headlined on York Hall when I last see you, a lot of people regard that as like a very good show. Do you know, all the fights were great fights, good action, and it helped build a profile of 7 young British fighters. Well, I think Eddie's a bit more focused on the main star line attraction rather than building up. And it's just what it is. It's like, people say a lot about Frank, but one thing he can do and can do very well is build up a fighter, build up a young fighter. So I'm a young fighter, and he's building me up very well. So, and other fighters like Dennis McCann. There's loads of us. You know what I mean? There's absolutely loads of us. I'm probably, because I turned pro quite early at 20, and I'm 3 years into my career. I've had a few fights. I've been around. I wouldn't really class myself as a prospect too much anymore. I feel like I'm past that now, and I'll become a champion really when I win this British title. Then I can be classed as a champion. You know what I mean?
I want to touch on next week. Anthony Joshua going out to Saudi Arabia to face Andy Ruiz in the rematch. How do you see this fight going? Can he get the belts back for you?
I really want him to. It'd be daft, just be like, yes, 100%, because obviously he lost the first time. But he had Ruiz hurt, and it's heavyweight boxing, so anything can happen. And I do really hope for him, for British boxing, and for everyone that he does go and do it, because I feel like what he's done for the sport has been great.
I was just speaking to your brother Charlie earlier, and he was speaking about his last fight, moving up in weight, finding it really difficult on fight week with the weight issue. What's he been like in camp? Obviously you train with him. What's he been like? Has it been a difficult period?
What's he been like recently? He's only just got back from Spain, so I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, don't get me wrong, we sat down 3 weeks before that Martinez fight, and he said this is the last time I ever make a flyweight, because it was taking a lot out of him then. But like I said before, we move, and he's in a good place now, mentally, physically. I don't know exactly what weight he'll come back at. He seems to think it's bantamweight. I would like to see him campaign at bantamweight, because I feel like he's got the size for it, and he trains hard, and he'll be able to put the sort of muscle on and that. And he's a very good fighter. And what happened to him at world level. You know what I mean? It didn't happen at British level, European level. He's skipped all those stages easy. Do you know what I mean? Barely losing a round apart from his world title fights, he's barely lost a round. And Marino, even though he defended his world title, is probably a European level fighter. Didn't even lose a round against him. Do you know what I mean? So when you get up to the world level, that's where the killers are. That's where the sharks are. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, what happened, and he moves on. And you can't beat yourself up about it or get too down with it, because people are always going to have opinions. It's like an arsehole, everyone's got one. Do you know what I mean? So
seeing him win a world title and defending it, how much does that sort of inspire you? Someone who's perhaps close to a world title shot, how much does that give you inspiration?
Well, it shows how close and realistic them dreams really are. Me and Charlie have operated at a similar level for years, and I've said it, and I'll say it again. And being involved in the whole event and build up, because obviously once a world title, he could have fought the same kid, but without the world title attached, it's all different. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, seeing him do it, well, not only was I immensely proud of him and happy for all the hard work I know he's putting in the years, it just showed me that I can really do it. Do you know what I mean?
Final couple. What motivates you, not just inside the boxing ring, what motivates you sort of outside the boxing ring?
Oh, money. Look, I've got a soon-to-be 1-year-old, he's turning 1 next year. Next month. And for me, that's everything right now. I've always loved boxing, I've always been driven anyway. But the money I was getting before and just spending on, nonsense like designer trainers and bottles in a nightclub.
To be honest.
Yeah, true. But the thing, I was spending money stupidly, do you know what I mean? Holidays here, having a 6-rounder, going on 3 holidays and doing stuff like that. Not so much the case no more. Don't get me wrong, I'm still enjoying and living, but everything, he will be right before I start enjoying what I've got. Because obviously his boxing game can end at any time, we don't know. So I'm saving up for a house now. I'm stupid really, I should have bought one already, to be honest, man. The money I've squandered, nice watch on my wrist and driving a nice car, but it's so materialistic and it means very little. But I'm young, and in the next year I'll bought a house. Charlie's just buying his first one now. It's just the important stuff, man, and try and do everything I can to, whilst I have this good opportunity, to last it for the future. I think I'll always try to stay in boxing in some capacity after my boxing career. I want to manage, I want to train, but very much want to train. I want to have my own stable. Maybe commentary, punch, all that sort of stuff. I enjoy and love boxing that much. I'm very much like an ADHD kid. If I'm not interested in something, I can't do it. Do you know what I mean? And boxing, I study and I live it, to the point of my mentality lives it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just that really.
Lastly, who makes your pound for pound top 3?
Pound for pound top 3. Crawford, Inoue, and I'm gonna have to say Canelo, but he shouldn't really be in my top 3 because he got done for drugs. But he is. There we go. He's there.
Sonny Edwards, appreciate your time and best of luck on December 21st.